In the wake of the Dobbs ruling, 21 out of 50 states either severely restrict or outright ban access to abortion care.
The result of this wave of bans and restrictions has meant that abortion has become criminalized in many states, putting medical professionals and patients in legal peril. And what's more, these new bans are putting patients' very lives at risk.
Today, we're joined by another one of our experts, Chrystian, who's gonna walk us through the intersection of reproductive and racial justice.
So what's up, Chrystian? Over the past few years, we've seen attacks on voting rights, abortion rights, LGBTQ+ rights. So what do you think that is?
What's up, Amani and Chrystian? I'm so happy to be here today. I can't wait to dig into everything with you two. I mean, you two have gotten into it already, but I'm gonna say it again. Power and control. We talk about LGBTQ+ rights, the rights of us to be able to make our own choices for our own bodies. We've been making unprecedented changes with what we have been doing with our collective power, how we've been using our voices and bringing about change that this country has really never seen before. And with any change that comes, there's inevitably some backlash. And what we're seeing are a few people who are threatened by that collective power who want to take this chance to restrict our voices, to restrict the choices that we can make, because they know that their opinions are very unpopular. They know that their policies are unpopular amongst the majority of Americans. So if you know the majority of Americans don't support what you're doing, the best course of action is to make it harder for them to vote. If you make it harder for them to vote, you make it easier to make restrictions.
So tell me, what does criminalization mean in regards to this issue for Black and brown communities?
When it comes to criminalization for Black and brown people, we're seeing criminalization happen, whether it's body autonomy for being able to choose when, where, and how you become pregnant, or body autonomy with being able to receive gender-affirming care, or even just the body autonomy of being able to live safely and freely in your community with how policing shows up.
So we hear a lot of terms these days. Can you help us understand the difference between reproductive rights, reproductive freedom, and reproductive justice?
Sometimes those terms get used interchangeably, but they mean three very different things. When you think about reproductive rights, it's just that it is your legal right to be able to make decisions about your body or access contraception. When you think about your reproductive freedom, it is a larger conversation that encompasses both the legal approach as well as the individual. But reproductive justice is a larger framework that was coined by Black women in 1994. Reproductive justice pairs the legal approach with the individual, but it doesn't forget to talk about the fact that when we bring life into a community, it needs to have conditions that make it possible for not only the individual to thrive, but everyone within that community to thrive. It's not what you can learn from me, it's what we can learn from each other. And I say we take steps big and small. It all needs to happen. So it can be something as simple as going to Fair Fight's page, going to Free and Just page, checking out resources from folks like Sister Song, and just sharing, graphics, sharing content. If there's a bill being introduced in your state that restricts access, making sure that you post about it, that you talk about it with your friends and family, because we all do better when we all do better. And the only way for us to get to freedom is to do it collectively.
Y'all, just sit with us for a minute. Can we imagine a world that hasn't criminalized Black and brown folks for just existing? Better yet, have we felt safe walking down the street, going to church, or even sitting in the park?
Girl, I don't think we have. So for a right to be taken away that we've had for so long, it just feels like a giant leap backwards.
I want us to just sit and dream about what our country could be like if we prioritize its people and their freedom to just be.
And remember, in order to advocate for the future that we want, we need to understand what we're fighting against. So check out the Center for Reproductive Rights.
We know these conversations can be hard or just downright scary, but don't worry, we've got your back. Check out these resources to dig deeper on reproductive justice and intersectionality. All right, y'all, see y'all next time.